and it is an interesting day in the neighborhood. So we're going to be talking in regards to Masonic recognition today. Word on the streets and the internet is booming in these different Facebook groups regarding recognition with mainstream Grand Lodge of Mississippi. So the vote came in. It was like 117 yes and like 610 said nay. So there would be no recognition between these two Masonic bodies. And I know that a lot of people are saying that it's racist. It's racist. They're racist. Well, mainstream Grand Lodge, PHA, has, we know, is what it is. Let me put it to you this way. Mainstream Mississippi Grand Lodge has Black Masons. They do. There's a few, there's a few. As far as I know of, there's a few. Somebody can say they don't have none, but from what I gathered, there's a few, right? And so they took the vote and they chose not to recognize PHA, which they have every right to do. It is their sovereign right to recognize who they chooses. And a lot of people are saying that's racist, but it's not. It is not racist of the Mississippi Grand Lodge rather to deny visitation or to deny Masonic recognition. They're a sovereign body. I have yet to figure out, and I know a lot of people come on here a lot of times talking about, man, all you talk about is racism and racism. Well, today all I've been seeing on the net, whether it be TikTok, whether it was on various Facebook pages, is how racist the Grand Lodge of Mississippi is because they chose not to have Masonic recognition with Prince Hall affiliation. And as I've said before, it is their sovereign right. And I'm not mad at them. I don't see it as a racist gesture at all. I don't. There was a vote taken, as they do in most democratic society, or may I say republic societies. And that's what the turn on the vote. Now, I would say this. I'm not recognized by neither mainstream or PHA, period. I'm not. I'm not. However, what I personally see is that most PHA Grand Lodges lay their reputation on being accepted by mainstream. That's what I see. I know you can come and jump in here and call me all sorts of names. I don't give two rats cents, but that is factual. Because before that, we all know how mainstream stood. We know they stood 10 toes down on Black Masons, period. However, as we've seen a trend that most of PHA and mainstream Grand Lodges have a written Masonic recognition with each other, whether they have visitation or they do not, but they have it written. And that's cool. As a matter of fact, I applaud them. Me, I'm not going nowhere where I'm not already accepted and respected. I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to come begging you. I'm not going to do any of that. We meet on equal terms. We meet on the level, period. And that's the way I've always been. But when it comes to actually asking and continues to ask and then continues to be denied, man, that's just like being in a battered relationship. That's my opinion. That's just like being in a battered relationship. If I keep going back, asking you to love me, to accept me, and you keep slapping me and I'm going back, that's a battered relationship. And that's what I see when I see PHA go and continue to kneel, in my own opinion, and ask for acceptance. You've been around over 100 years or more. You don't need them. You don't need their acceptance. Why you do that to yourself? You don't accept me, so I'm good. So my thing is that as an organization, and you often talk about you move as one. Prince Hall affiliation is all one banner. Is one, as they say in the South, one sound, one band, one movement. That's a Southern thing, one band, one sound. And so when I get into this and I see this, I'm like, come on, guys, we have got to do better than this. You have got to stop going to those who have been disrespecting you for 200 and some years, acting like they're going to change. And even if they granted you reception, even if they said, yes, okay, we'll recognize you. What does that really change for you? Are you really going to go visit them? Are you really going to go over there? Are you really going to go hit them up? I mean, really and sincerely. Because as I've said, why you keep knocking on a door that they don't want to open? The same thing go for Alabama. I know that you have mutual recognition with the Grand Lodge of Alabama, but how often are you going over there? See, my thing is anybody or any Masonic body that I have mutual recognition with, and we have it with several Masonic jurisdictions, we have full recognition. There is no such thing as, hey, you know what, we have recognition, but you can't visit. We don't do that. It's full Masonic recognition. And when the committees have brought back their reports saying this Grand Lodge, such and such and such and such, and we believe this will benefit us in this way, and they feel the same way, and there's gestures made, and we have our committee meetings, and everybody agree, and then we take it back to the body. The body says, yes, if this is how it's going to benefit us, and yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. So in like manner, you know, stop. I would say stop doing that to yourselves. Don't do that to yourselves. I know you don't have to like me. I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying, as an organization, when somebody has shown you who they are, that's who they are. And for you to be around as long as you've claimed to be around, you don't really need anyone's authority to say that you are who you are. You don't. I mean, that's what we do here. We don't, you know. But you don't. You actually don't. You know, you should be able to move in any direction you want to move in. As a sovereign body, as a sovereign Grand Lodge, independent of any other body's Grand Lodge, you should be able to have mutual recognition without asking the Grand Lodge of Mississippi or any other Grand Lodge to accept you, and go straight to the Grand Lodge of England and say, look, we are PHA. We believe that if you want to recognize one, you should recognize all, if you move like that. And I know people are going to say, well, each Grand Lodge is sovereign. Okay, I get it. But I don't need mainstream Grand Lodges to identify or accept me and say, yeah, we recognize you. Now you go to the UGLE and they say, okay, because they did it, we'll do it. Man, no. That's on you. But I'm just saying, in the Masonic circle I run in, we don't work like that. We don't do that. No, we don't. In the Masonic circle I run in as the Grand Lodge ambassador, we don't do that. But that's the agreement that you have chosen to do. And by all means, do you. But no, don't sell out to do you. Don't put your members in a bad light to do you because you want that. No. You have been moving this long without them. Continue to move. Continue to do you. I can't wrap my hands around it. My hands or my head around the mere fact of what's taking place and what I'm reading online. Yes, there was a few racial things that was said. I read those comments too by mainstream Masons. Absolutely. Yeah, they said some things that was it made me upset. You know, the fact that they said it, and it was against somebody that looks like me, where the person said, Prince Hall. Yeah, they said it, PHA. They said, man, now. And I'm like, oh, and it was a post. And I'm like, wow. And nobody said anything in the group. And I'm like, is this my fight? Should I jump in and defend and say, hey, look, that's very disrespectful? Should I have jumped in? I was like, I don't know. I yield. I'm not going to even lie. I did. I didn't even jump in. I just said, okay, I ain't going to even lie. I saw the post and I was like, okay, so is this what we're doing today? I really felt a certain way. Let me explain to you this. For a lot of us who have been in these various Masonic Facebook groups, and I'm speaking upon my own, I'm speaking for myself, where I've been in these Facebook groups and mainstream Masons have said some things about me. And I know that there were individuals who were part of PHA in the group. Didn't say not one word. Didn't say, hey man, that's inappropriate. Didn't say anything. They went ham, and damn it, I went ham. I said a few choice words. I can tell you exactly what I said. I said, there's no place on this planet where your people have gone and brought peace or harmony to anyone. I said that. And then they said, okay, enough is enough, Mr. Hawkins. You can get out of here, Tony Muhammad, unless you apologize. I am not apologizing for nothing. For nothing. Not the way you came at me. But with that being said, I did feel a certain way. I said, I'm in this group and I'm seeing the attacks, but I see no one coming and saying, hey man, that's disrespectful. That's not how you supposed, that's none of that. And so I was like, okay, cool. But after I said what I said, I got kicked out and blocked from the group. And I'm fine with that. And that is what kicked off this page right here. So all I'm saying is when I look and I see individuals who are Masons who look like me, that tells me they are regular and legitimate, and yet you at the bowl, you lapping up, wanting someone to accept you, and then call them racist when they do not. I don't see that. I mean, help me, somebody, put in a comment. I mean, help me to understand, because the word on the streets is that, oh, if you're not recognized by mainstream, you're clandestine. But does that apply to you? Does the same thing that applies to me when you see me as a black man who's in John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite Freemason, when you see me, does that still apply? I'm not recognized by California Grand Lodge, and neither is Mississippi. And PHA is not recognized by the Grand Lodge of Mississippi. So are they considered clandestine? I mean, it's a legitimate question. This is not a got you moment or nothing like that. This is a moment that as individuals, as people who are part of that Masonic jurisdiction, this is a moment for you to really reflect. Because hypothetically saying, if they would have said, hey, you know what? We accept you. But what does it do? What does it do for you, for them to say you're good? When you already you've been good all these damn years. So what does that do for you? How do that make you feel? His water is colder. I'm just saying. And it's not race baiting. I'm looking at the facts for what they are. And I know people like, you're always talking about, yeah, it's part of, it's the framework of Freemasonry. Truly it is. It is the framework of Freemasonry. This is why I deal in Continental Freemasonry. This is why my jurisdiction, we deal in Continental Freemasonry. You know, a variety of different Grand Orients. We are part of Calypsis. This is why we do what we do. Because we don't have time to go out and you got to accept me. No, you don't have to. You don't have to accept me, and I'm not looking, begging, or asking. But we have to wake up and do better than what we're doing, because sometimes I look at other Masonic organizations, seem like you're in a bad relationship. And then when they accept you, you feel like you have made it. You tend to forget you had already made it. You already made it. They do not or supposed to solidify who you are. You're already solidified. Your record should state that I am truly who I am, and I don't need anybody to verify that other than those who are truly going to accept me for who I am. But that's not the case in a lot of things that I'm seeing when other Masonic jurisdictions are asking for, you guys are like on a countdown. There's only 2 more left. There's only 2 more left. What is that all about? So if Mississippi says yes, and I think it's like North Carolina, Virginia, if they said yes, then what? Hypothetically saying, if they said yes, then what? Oh, then you can go to the Grand Lodge of England and say, hey, we have rich recognition with Mississippi. Can you recognize us? Because that's the only thing. And then you have to ask yourself, once England accepts you and says you're good, because Mississippi says you're good, when are you going to England? When are you, as a single individual, a brother of the craft, your Grand Lodge is now recognized by the Grand Lodge of England, when are you going to go and sit and lodge with them? That's the question. That's my question. That would be my number one thing. If I was in that situation, that would be my number one single thing, is that to get to England and sit and lodge, because we have worked this hard to have recognition by them. I'm going. That would be me. I mean, you could say what you want to say. You can throw it up in my face. You can beat me up with it. Okay. But if it was me and you tell me, hey, Hawkins, who recognizes you or whatever that may look like, and I tell you, you said, man, we recognized by England, but you never go. You never been. What good is it? I'm just saying, is it good just to say this is what we worldwide we recognize? No. If you are going to put that in play, then you go. When my jurisdiction became part of Calypsis, Continental Freemasonry, we put that into play. We started hitting the continent. We hit other countries. We started to go and to visit because we had mutual recognition. So we go to Brazil. We've been down to Mexico. Shucks. This year they're going to be in. I can't even think of the place. Last year they was in Romania. The year before that, I can't even think of where they was at. Well, anyway, I'm just saying, when you seriously look at it, we have to do better than what we're doing. Whether you choose to accept me or whether you want to do something else, you have to do better. You have to understand everybody is not going to like you or want you in their lodge. They're not. See, a lot of us base our legitimacy on someone else. You should never do that. You should never base your legitimacy on someone else. If you're going to be sovereign and be legitimately who you are, then do that, but not put someone else up and say, okay, because they accept me, I'm good. Nah. Albania, boom. That was one of the countries. That was one of the ones that we went to, was Albania. Then Romania. It'll come to me this year where what Continental Freemasons have their international convention. It'll come to me. It just like that did. So greetings to everybody who's popping on. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about tonight, I'm actually talking about the Grand Lodge of Mississippi and the Grand Lodge Prince Hall affiliation of Mississippi. There was a vote that was taken either today or this week regarding mutual recognition. The Grand Lodge of Mississippi decided not to recognize Prince Hall affiliation of Mississippi. And with that being said, I've been in the various chats and I've been seeing people saying it was racist, that they did it because they are black. I disagree with that. Just like the brother who was from New York goes down to visit the Grand Lodge of Alabama, and they told them you can't visit. A lot of people say that was racist. I disagree with that. I disagree with it because if you're going to hold that each lodge or Grand Lodge is sovereign, that means they can allow whomever they want to visit. They have every right to do it. Now, you could take it personally, but they have that right. And I'm standing on it. And I support whatever right of theirs that's there. You know, I support that. I believe every Masonic jurisdiction is absolutely sovereign in their own right to do whatever they're going to do for the benefit of their jurisdiction. West Virginia and Mississippi, what's going on? How you doing? Hope everything is well with you and that the day find you blessed. So greetings. If you're just popping in, I want to say thank you for coming in. Please hit the like button. I certainly would appreciate it. So if you think what I'm saying is incorrect, if you believe that, please put in the chat group, disagree. You can do that, you know, and let me know exactly how you feel, because I'm seeing this. I'm on the outside looking at it from the point of view of just basic Masonic recognition. I don't know if it was full recognition or half recognition. Full recognition is where you have Masonic meetings together, Masonic initiations, right there. That's full recognition. Or was it half, where you say, I see you, you see me, we agree, cool. So I don't know whether it was half or full, but whatever it was, it did not pass the Grand Lodge of Mississippi. And in these various chats, people are a little upset and saying that it was racist. Some people have said some comments that I totally disagree with, you know, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because I see it as for what it is. And we all know when somebody keeps showing you who they are, that's who they are. So I look at this from a learning point of view, one that has been dreaded and stapled in the minds of those who have been around for a long time. It's just what it is. It's like being in an abusive relationship. I said it earlier, where you keep going back to the same person who keeps slapping you to oh, I'm sorry, but I love you. This is what I see amongst PHA Masonic bodies who keep going and asking. My thing would be, and I know there are some, let me say this, let me clear the air on this. There are some mainstream Grand Lodges that have asked PHA for Masonic recognition. Let me just say that. It's very few, maybe 2 or 3, maybe. But with that being said, why do we continue to do the same thing over again? We do it over and over again. When I say we, I'm speaking from African American Masonic point of view, Black point of view, because I am a colored man, African American man first and foremost. Before I was a Mason, I was Black, so you know, I put that first, and then the Masonic relationship comes along secondly. And as I said before, I'm not going to nobody's house that doesn't welcome me in the beginning. And we was never, when I say we, I'm talking colored Masons. As far as you can go back, we was never, ever accepted. And then some 200 years later, you come telling me I'm okay. You good now. Come on. You good. Have a seat right here. You good now. Come here. How you doing? You all right? I know we hadn't been really friends for a minute, but come on. You can be my friend now. That's how I see that. You know, I don't know how you may see it, but that's what I'm checking out. What's going on with you, Slim Daddy? You know, that's how I look at that relationship. I do. And I know some are going to get upset with me. I have Masonic friends, and I do call them friends, on both sides of the aisle. be it mainstream or be it PHA. I'm just saying, sometimes you just got to step off and be. Just be legitimately who you are. Period. Whether somebody likes it or not. But then again, you got to learn how to build with your own people. A lot of us don't like that. A lot of us don't want to build with each other. I said that. A lot of Black Masons don't want to build with each other. You'd rather run to John and ask him to build with you instead of looking at your own people and say, you know what, man? I know we don't get along a lot, but damn, let's build together. Let's do this. Masonry is not racist. Freemasonry is not racist. Knowledge is not racist. It's those who possess the knowledge, it's those who possess being part of Masonry, and they come in with this ideology. But knowledge has no color to it. Masonry has a color to it only because of those who are part of Masonry. So therefore, for a lot of people say, well, you're racist and you're this and you're that. You know, I heard a person tell me the other day, he said, man, I'm a Mason. I'm not a Black Mason. I said, okay, if you feel that way. He said, yeah, I'm Black, but I'm just a Mason. Oh, okay, I'm not going to disagree with you. I see your point. But in the real world, you are a Black Mason. I don't care whether you PHA, PHO, Modern Free or International, or Ancient Free and Accepted Masons, John G. Jones. I don't care. When they see you, that's what they see. Plain and simple. And if you're not in a jurisdiction, and here's a kicker, if you are in their jurisdiction and they don't know it, they see you as a Black Mason. They don't see you as being part of them. Let's be honest about it. I don't know why y'all like to sugarcoat shit. Be honest about it. Them folks don't see you as their equal. They never have and never will. Some play the long game. They do. They play the long game. Yeah, we good. Maybe we can do something together. But look, man, life is going to show you better than it can tell you. Better than it can tell you, it's going to show you. And I know that we can develop relationships with individuals across the borders, across whatever jurisdiction you're in. Yes, you can have those Masonic relationships. Absolutely. I applaud those who do it. Plain and simple. When I go back home to Mississippi and I see the old Masonic buildings, when I used to walk downtown, as they were said, or uptown, and I see the OAS emblem and I see the Masonic emblems in these different storefronts, and I'm understanding what it's all about, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's like, wow. It's like, wow, okay. Okay. You know, and I don't feel a certain way. I don't feel a certain way when I go back home. You know, I look at it for what it is. And you need to start looking at it for what it is. And that's just how life deals it. That's just how it's dealt. When somebody comes around you and they all of a sudden want to be your friend out the blue, you need to question that. You need to question that. And that's how I see Masonic relationships. Absolutely. 2 months ago, I was in Mexico. Was that? Yeah. Well, no. It was last month. Last month I was in Mexico. And I was visiting the Supreme Council down there. And the Sovereign Grand Commander gave me his 33rd degree ring. That was my first time meeting him. In like manner, I wanted to show a gesture and give him a token. So I had my lap pen, you know, a small token, and I gave it to him. But for a Sovereign Grand Commander to meet me in the same capacity, when we exchange pleasantries like that, that's what it is. That's what it's all about. I didn't have to continue to go back and forth and seek Masonic recognition from the Supreme Council out of Mexico. I didn't have to do that. Once the letters was written, he knew where I was at. I knew where he was at. And committees and things like that was formed and met and did their thing. Okay, let's sit down. Let's see what we got. And we did. And we established that formal relationship where we have entered into agreement for full recognition with our Supreme Councils and our members. And that's how it should be. But it's not. Let's just be honest. It's not that way. And I just throw my hands up and say, look, man, just keep doing you. Keep striving to be the best Mason you can be. Keep uplifting your Masonic jurisdiction, whatever it is, wherever you at. That's what you do. You continue to travel. You continue to enjoy everything that Masonry has to offer. And stop being a lapdog to anybody. Period. Stop being a lapdog to anyone. This is why in this jurisdiction where I'm at, no, we have formed those Masonic relationships and we have received patents for the Scottish Rite, the craft degree Scottish Rite. And so what this has done for us, it is that it has helped us to become a multi-ritualistic jurisdiction. We're just not basing our fraternal circumstances upon one Masonic book, web, but there are a lot of different Masonic rituals out here that when you are educating your members, it gives them a broader scope of Masonry. So you're just not limiting yourself. You're actually expanding and you're growing. You begin to teach the craft. I have a ritual now called the Scottish Rite Ritual. And it's from the Scottish Grand Lodge. And they gave me a ritual. And I'm working it. We're working it. And what it should help your members to develop, helps your members to grow and to understand Masonry from a universal point of view. And I've been saying that for a long time now. Been saying it for a long time. So when I come live, I don't do a podcast where you go back and you can take out some things, you can edit it. No, if I make a mistake or say something wrong, it's here. And I can apologize and say I've said something wrong or whatever that may look like. But in the same manner, I want you to see and understand and hear exactly what I'm saying regarding Freemasonry. It's a beautiful organization. It's worldwide, true enough. But do you travel worldwide to get that experience? Or do you just sit around and talk about it? That's the question. You know, I have a friend, and I'm not going to say a friend. I have an associate. Let me put it that way, an associate. And the story goes is that his Grand Lodge is not recognized by PHA or mainstream. And they have a golf club. And he felt out of pocket because he couldn't play in the club that they had organized. And I told him, go build your own damn golf club. Why you waiting on why? Man, if you know other black golfers, you build your own club. And I get tired of people basing their legitimacy or their relationship or anything else on anybody else. I'm tired of it. No. Nope. I've traveled too much and seen a lot in these 40 years of being part of the craft. No. Absolutely not. And then for us who are black not to be able to build together, that is what bothers me. I didn't say come to your lodge meeting. I didn't say any of that. I didn't say nothing. I said to be able to build together. You know where you live. You know the communities you live in. And as I've said before, everybody go to the Elks Lodge. You going to the VFW, to the Post. for the most part. All of you running in the same circle. You're going to the same Baptist church for the most part, whether it's Baptist missionary or just Baptist Southern. You're all dibbling in the same pool, but yet you can't work together for the benefit of your own community. You can't do that. That is the most disheartening thing that I see in the craft amongst blacks, among the African American, amongst the Negroes. That's the most hardened. Yeah, that bothers me. That's what bothers me. We can agree to disagree, but that right there, that bothers me. Because I know working together can do so much for so many in our community, where our buildings are at or where we may meet at. It can do so much. Because let's face it, in my hometown where I grew up at in Mississippi, the Masons, all the Masons met at the Elks Lodge because the Elks was the only somebody that had a building in town. All of them met at the Elks Hall. Or they met at the church, plain and simple. And then a couple got buildings built. But they all met together. They was all Elks. I would say this, most of my teachers were Masons. Most of my teachers were Eastern Stars. I had no clue until I went back to Mississippi after coming to California. None. And the respect that they gave me was beautiful. Definitely beautiful. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to send a big shout out to Anderson Lodge out of Canton, Mississippi. Yeah, I said that. PHA. Big shout out to you because the old heads, Mr. Porter, my high school principal, Mr. Miles, the vice principal, Mr. King, the science teacher who later became principal, his wife, Mrs. King, who just recently passed, condolences to the family, Eastern Star, to Miss Brown, who was an educator, Eastern Star, to Miss Smith, Eastern Star. I know them now. And when I go back, it's like, hey, Brother Tony, how you doing? Including my grandmother, who was a part of Prince Hall Grand Chapter out of Mississippi. Man, I mean, I sit and I wonder what it would look like or what could it be if we chose to work together. I didn't say visitation. I didn't say acceptance. I just said simply to work together for the betterment of our people. What would that really look like? Because we all know the same thing per se when it comes to the fraternal order, so we don't need to even talk about Masonry. I'm just saying for the betterment. What would that look like? What would it look like? That's my wonder. That's my wonder. What would it look like? But hey, it's not my call. I continue to move forward. I continue to work with those who want to work with this Masonic jurisdiction for which I'm in, and continue to enjoy the craft. That's the goal. We are the change we want to see, big bro. Hey, look, man, if we're the change we want to see, we must push for the change. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. And before I leave you tonight, for those of you who are ancient, free, and accepted Masons, I've been doing some digging. I'm letting you know now that in the beginning of your practice, in the beginning for you, because you are Scottish Rite, you should be practicing the craft degrees of Scottish Rite. You should be, but you're not. Because most of you don't have, most of the ancient, free, and accepted Masons have incomplete records. You don't have, your records are just incomplete. That's the simplest way and you have a complex history. So nobody has really put your history down. So I'm saying to you, you need to write your history and stop saying how long you've been around, but there's nothing there. There's no book on your history. That's one thing I want you to do for you in your Masonic Grand Lodge, whatever it is. Write your history, put it in a book. Put it in a book for everyone to see. That's what you got to do for you. Absolutely. Everything else goes out the window. Because if you don't write your history down, somebody else is going to write it for you, and you're not going to like what they've written. You're not going to like it. That's why here we have ours in a book. When a member wants to know something, here's the book. Read it for yourself. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Absolutely. He was expelled and did not go through the proper channels to recertify his actions becoming regular and healed. Is not about race. Who you're talking about? Are you talking about Prince Hall, the man himself? Because the subject tonight is really the response of the Grand Lodge of Mississippi and the Prince Hall affiliated Grand Lodge of Mississippi. That's the conversation piece. I have varied off of that because I see a greater picture. I see a greater view if we who are Black chose to work together and remove some of the boundaries that keeps us, because nobody is going anywhere. Nobody is going anywhere. Modern Free is not going nowhere. International is not going nowhere. The brothers of the Ancient Free and Accepted Masons are not going anywhere. PHO is not going nowhere. They're not going anywhere. They're here now. If only we can understand and how to harness our strength. We have not yet figured out how to harness our strengths. We haven't. We still talking about some shit that happened 150 years ago. I'm on to something bigger and better, something that's going to improve my jurisdiction, something that's going to give my jurisdiction an opportunity to rise above the fray. That's what we should be working on, in my humble opinion, whether you like it or not. We should be working on something that's going to benefit our community, those who live in the community, those who may need jobs, those who may need help and assistance. There's enough of us to build our own nursing home. We got money like that. Black Masons got money like that. Absolutely. I know some Black Grand Lodges that got money like that. Whether it's Prince Hall, Modern Free, and they got money like that. Now, if we can harness that and build our own, man, we don't need no one. But we don't know how to build our own table. We keep running to other people's table. We want to eat what they eat and be where they're at, instead of building your own table and doing whatever you want to do, how you want to do it, and moving in a direction that is sovereign and independent of anybody else. We probably need to take a page out of the MO for the Republican Party. Dems fell in love, GOP fell in line. That's what we need to do. That would be great. That's a vision. That would be great. You know, honestly, that would be a great thing. Have attempted to have conversation. Grant thanks talking mess about JGJ. You know, I mean, it's crazy. It is absolutely, these Masonic streets are absolutely off the chain. And I mean that. But I love the craft. I legitimately enjoy the craft. I do. And I have a ball with the brothers that I meet and I come across. Because when I meet you and you meet me, there should be a connection of what we each are about. And I say this with all sincerity, and for those who know me, personally know me, What I want for me, I want for you. I'm going to say this again. What I want for me, I want it for you too. Absolutely. If I got it, and we rolling like that, you got it too. That's me. However, the cable tow should extend east and west. It should extend east and west. As far as the west is from the east, and as far as the east is from the west, the cable tow. Absolutely. Greetings, greetings. Welcome aboard. So tonight's conversation, pieces in regards to regarding the voting for the Prince Hall affiliation of Mississippi and the Grand Lodge of Mississippi. The Grand Lodge of Mississippi denied recognition to the Prince Hall affiliation of Mississippi. And what does that do for them? Now, where do they go? Where do you go from here? A couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and I can be wrong, but somebody can correct me, the Grand Lodge of Arkansas also denied the Prince Hall affiliation Grand Lodge out of Arkansas mutual recognition. And then I think last year they voted to accept mutual recognition. Now, what I don't know, once again, I don't know if it was full recognition or half recognition. I don't know. Greetings. Oh, okay. We met back in this Slim Daddy. Yeah, we did meet. We did. Yeah. We had a good time, Slim Daddy. Absolutely. Greetings if you're just popping in. To everyone, greetings. I appreciate you hopping in tonight. Trump #1. Okay. Like, is that supposed to make me feel a certain way because you said Trump #1? Oh, okay. Brother, I greet you from the summit of light where the wisdom is splintered. I think that's what it says. And the work is internal. Thank you. I appreciate that. Where does PHA fall into this whole? They don't. PHO doesn't fall into this situation. PHO, as far as I know of, have never sought recognition from mainstream Grand Lodge. I could be wrong. I'm just saying from what I know of, PHO has never sought recognition from mainstream Grand Lodge. Now, I would say this, my Masonic jurisdiction for which I'm a part of, we have mutual recognition with PHO. We have a full Masonic recognition with them. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So they don't, I don't know what, they don't fall into this situation at all. Tennessee, what's going on? How you doing? I'm going to say this, brother. Brother DJ Prime, app 615. I think that's what it says. If I messed that up, I apologize. But you have greetings, Brother Hawkins, AF and AM, Tennessee jurisdiction, General Grand Masonic Congress, 1847. That's not you. No disrespect. It's not you. It's not. That's PHO. Now, if you have history that says you are directly from them, I get it. I respect that. I do. I respect that. But the 1847, that is all of us. And when I say all of us, that's colored Masons, 1847. If that's what you're saying, I get it. I get it. And when I say all of us, because there was no PHO, there was no PHA, In 1847, there was no modern free or international. It was colored Masons or Negro Masons, period. It was a national compact. That's what it was. So, but yeah, greetings to you. I'm in the process of switching over and starting my journey from PHA to England, or to English. I think that's England. Terry, I want to say that's Terry Hood Jenkins 8691, and once again it's tiny. So if I messed it up, you know, don't come at me. Just understand, I'm just trying to get it out there. National Grand Lodge, 1847. Spirit of Justice, how you doing? Thank you. National Grand Lodge, 1847. Thank you. Appreciate the correction. But yeah, certainly, you know, I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. But you know, to each one of us, we gotta stop asking people. No pun intended. No pun intended. But we got to do better. We have to do better. Are you saved by Jesus? Is that what you're asking me or asking yourself? Anthony, welcome. 511. Are you saved by Jesus? What's up, bro? How you doing?
All right. You on live?
Oh yeah, I'm live, man. I'm live. Yeah. Oh, certainly. But that's the thing. That is truly the thing. You know, that's how you got to see it. You forgot what?
Oh no.
Oh
No,
yeah.
forgive me.
Oh, okay. But yeah, certainly. Let me go back and see. Maybe I missed something. Oh, explain full and half recognition. Full recognition is where you have mutual Masonic initiations, rites, and ceremonies.
Cody.
That's full recognition. All right. And half recognition is where you have, I recognize you, but you can't come. We don't have any large meetings together. We don't do nothing together. We just recognize each other as being Mason. That's the difference between full recognition and half recognition. One says, I see you, you recognize, but you can't come over here. Nope, you stay over there. That's half. And then full is right. Come on, man. Yeah, let's do this together. That's full. That's full. Let me see if I missed something. Brothers, I greet you. Great. All right. I seen that one. Greetings to everybody who's popped up, man. I just want to say thank you for coming in tonight and just sharing this little tad bit with me, man. I seen the various chat groups was like on fire. The various chat groups was on fire today regarding what took place. And I was like just really just thrown back of the mere fact that you're still asking somebody. You shouldn't be asking anybody anything. You should be doing what you can and doing what you shall do, will do. You just should be doing you. Absolutely. Do me a favor, hit the like button, please. Please hit the like button. I thank you. I appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Share this. Share it. Absolutely share it. I had something else I was going to talk about, but this came up. So I'm going to come on probably next week and finish up what I have previously posted regarding some other things, but definitely. So look, let's see. Let me go back up. Maybe I missed something here. The Great Masonic Reset is underway. These conversations are key in bridging the gap. I hope so. I certainly hope so. I do. I really hope so. But I'm honest to me. I'm true to me. I'm not saying that it is or it's not, but I don't hold my breath. I don't. I work with those who want to work with me. That's what this jurisdiction does. As a member, I can say we work with those who want to work with us. It's either all or nothing. Absolutely. No, it's either all or nothing. Nope. Slim Daddy, you got a fundraiser coming up pretty soon. You need my help. I do what I can. Yeah, absolutely. I will do what I can, brother, to assist you and helping you to reach your goal, whatever that may be. So look, if you are in the area, or if you're in the Southern California region, Los Angeles, San Diego, Marietta, if you're in Hot Springs, California, if you're in those areas, May 16th, 2020, we are having a Masonic workshop. If you want to attend, please reach out to me. We will be holding and doing our first craft degrees of the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite, craft degrees, not the Scottish Rite that you have under your Supreme Council, 4-33. We're talking the first 3 degrees of the Scottish Rite. We'll be doing a workshop. And if you're interested in attending, it's going to be May 16th. You're welcome to attend. You just got to hit me up. Let me know that you're active in the craft. And, you know, you can come by and learn something. So that's on May 16th here in San Diego, California. Reach out to me if you want to attend this Masonic workshop. If you're in Los Angeles, if you are in Marietta, if you're in Hot Springs, if you are in Carson, if you are in Compton, if you are in any of the Los Angeles area cities, you're certainly welcome to come through to visit, to have that fellowship. This goes out to the Most Wishful Sons of Light. This goes out to the Most Wishful Harem Grand Lodge of California. This goes out to United as One Grand Lodge. This goes out to all other Masonic bodies here in Southern California. If you're interested in this Masonic workshop on May 20th, and even if you're traveling from out of state and you want to come through, hit me up. You could just hit me up, all right? And we would go from there, all right? So look, until next time, I want craft. You got a question? Anthony, what's your question before I log off? It's going to be interesting, brother. That's going to be interesting. We're doing the craft degrees of the Scottish Rite. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So if you're interested in participating, certainly you're welcome to come through. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I still disagree. Oh, certainly. Anthony. Yeah, absolutely. What's your question there, DJ Prime? What's your question? I'm pausing just for a moment so I can read and get the questions that may be coming up. Craft, huh, Anthony? The 1847. Anthony, here's what I want you to do. DJ Prime, do this for me. Give me a call. As soon as I log off, you can give me a call at 858-707-5582. Write this down. This is my number that you can call me at. I'm giving you my number. It is 858-707-5582. You can give me a call there, and we can have that conversation as soon as I hang up. Because it'll take me too long to kind of go into real details with you. All right. So look, I've been on here for a little while. I want to say thank you to each of you coming on and just having a good time with me. I appreciate that. And if you're interested in doing our Zoom, because we do Zoom, which is totally different from what you hear here, is different. Hey, let me know, and definitely we will welcome you to come in and fellowship with us as we do our Zoom. The same to you, Slim Daddy. Hit me up. Peace and be well to everybody. Until next time, whatever you do, stay out them bushes, keep that light on. Peace and be well.